High in the mountainous center of Europe lies a landlocked country that once ruled an empire and gave the world more beautiful music than almost anywhere on earth. Austria. Home to around 9 million people, it is a land of soaring Alps and grand imperial palaces, of waltzes and coffee houses, of skiing and Mozart. For centuries, from its glittering capital, Vienna, the mighty House of Habsburg shaped the destiny of an entire continent. This is Austria, seen from above. Welcome to Aerial Atlas. Austria covers around 83,900 square kilometers, and it is, above all, an Alpine nation. The mighty Alps sweep across nearly two-thirds of the country, rising to the snow-capped peak of the Großglockner, filling the west and south with dramatic mountains and deep green valleys. To the east, the land flattens into gentler lowlands, where the great Danube River flows past the capital, Vienna. Completely landlocked, Austria shares its borders with no fewer than 8 different countries, sitting right at the busy crossroads of Europe. And the jewel at its heart is Vienna. For more than 6 centuries, this was the seat of the Habsburg dynasty, the rulers of one of Europe's greatest empires, and the city still wears that imperial grandeur with pride. There are the vast palaces of Schönbrunn and the Hofburg, and the magnificent boulevard of the Ringstrasse, lined with opera houses, museums, and parliament buildings. Today, Vienna is consistently ranked as one of the most livable cities anywhere in the entire world. Austria's history is the history of the Habsburgs. From Vienna, this single family ruled vast stretches of Europe for hundreds of years, building the powerful Austro-Hungarian Empire. But it all came crashing down in the early 20th century. It was the assassination of the Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand that ignited the First World War, and the empire collapsed in its aftermath. Austria endured annexation by Nazi Germany before re-emerging after the Second World War as a peaceful, neutral, and prosperous modern republic. But Austria's greatest gift to the world is surely its music. This small country is, quite simply, the capital of classical music. Mozart, Haydn, Schubert, the Strauss family who gave us the waltz, all were Austrian. Beethoven and Brahms made their careers in Vienna. The world-famous Vienna Philharmonic, the Grand State Opera, and the New Year's concert broadcast to millions around the globe all flow from this single, extraordinary musical tradition, unmatched anywhere on earth. Beyond Vienna, Austria is impossibly scenic. The city of Salzburg, birthplace of Mozart, is a Baroque masterpiece of domes and spires, and the setting for the beloved film The Sound of Music. Nestled by a mirror-like lake sits Hallstatt, perhaps the most photographed village in the world, its pastel houses climbing a steep mountainside. And every summer, the Salzburg Festival fills the region with some of the finest music and theater on the planet. Then there are the mountains themselves and the sport they made famous. Austria is a global winter superpower, producing many of the greatest skiers who have ever lived. In the resorts of Tyrol and around the city of Innsbruck, a twice-over Winter Olympics host, millions come every year to ski, snowboard, and soak in the Alpine scenery. For Austrians, skiing is not just a pastime. It is a national passion, woven deep into the country's identity. Austria also gave the world one of its most civilized inventions, the Viennese coffee house. These grand, unhurried cafes, recognized by UNESCO as cultural treasures, are places to sit for hours over a single mélange coffee, a newspaper, and a slice of cake. And what cake! Above all, the Sachertorte, a rich, dark chocolate masterpiece that has become world famous. Here, lingering, talking, and people watching are practically an art form. Modern Austria is peaceful, wealthy, and quietly influential. After the Second World War, it declared permanent neutrality, choosing to stand between the rival blocs of the Cold War, and Vienna became a great center of international diplomacy, hosting major offices of the United Nations and the headquarters of organizations like OPEC. Austria joined the European Union in 1995, and today it is one of the most stable and affluent nations on the entire continent. Austrian food is rich, hearty, and comforting. The national dish is the Wiener Schnitzel, a thin veal cutlet breaded and fried until golden and crisp. There is tender boiled beef called Tafelspitz, once the favorite of emperors, warm Apfelstrudel, the famous apple pastry, and of course that legendary Sachertorte. Wash it down with a crisp Austrian white wine or that perfect cup of Viennese coffee, and you have cuisine built around comfort and ceremony. For a small country, Austria has produced a staggering number of world-changing figures. Sigmund Freud invented psychoanalysis in Vienna. Gustav Klimt painted his shimmering golden masterpieces here. The actor and bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in a small Austrian village. And in a quirk that surprises many, the global energy drink empire of Red Bull was founded here too, proof that this old imperial nation still knows how to shape the modern world. And then there is football, a sport Austrians follow with deep passion. In the 1930s, the legendary Austrian Wonder Team was one of the very best in the world. Today, the national side, known simply as Das Team, is built around stars like the brilliant, versatile David Alaba and roared on by passionate crowds in red and white. After years of near misses, Austria is back among Europe's best, and for 2026, they march once again towards the World Cup. A small, landlocked mountain nation of imperial palaces, soaring Alps, and the most beautiful music ever written, quietly one of the most cultured and graceful countries on earth. That was Austria from above. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe. Here on Aerial Atlas, we fly over a new country every day.